Hi, I'm Angel Joy, student of MA English at Christ University, Bangalore. Today, we are dealing with the modern art movement in Indian painting. We'll be looking at four main areas which paved way for the modern Indian art movement in painting. One is Raja Ravi Verma's paintings. Two, the Bengal School of Art. Three, Shanti Niketan. And four, the Progressive Artists Group, which is a post-independent uprising. Modern Indian art movement in Indian painting is considered to have begun in Calcutta in the late 19th century. The old traditions of painting had more or less died out in Bengal and new schools of art were started by the British. Initially, protagonists of Indian art such as Raja Ravi Verma drew on Western traditions and techniques including oil paint and easel painting. A response to the Western influence led to the renewal in primitivism, called as the Bengal School of Art, which drew from the rich cultural heritage of India. It was succeeded by the Shantiniketan school led by Rabindranath Tagore, looking back to idyllic rural folk and rural life. Oil and easel painting in India began in the 18th century, which saw many European artists coming out to India in search of fame and fortune. The merchants of the East Indian Company also provided a large market for the native art. A distinct genre developed of watercolor painting on paper and mica in the later half of the 18th century, depicting scenes of everyday life, native festivities, and rituals. The enlightened 18th century attitude shown by the earlier generation of British towards Indian history, monuments, literature, culture, and art took a turn away in the mid 19th century. Previous manifestations of Indian art were brushed away as being dead and the stuff of museums, and they claimed that India has no living art. To propagate Western values in art and education and the colonial agenda, the British established art schools in Calcutta and Madras. Moving on to Raja Ravi Verma, he was a remarkable self-taught Indian painter from the princely state of Travancore during late 19th and early 20th century. He is considered as the first of the modernists along with Amrita Gill, the main exponents of Western techniques, to develop a new aesthetic in the subjective interpretation of Indian culture with the promise of materiality in the medium of oils and the reality paradigm of mirror window format of easel painting. The work of Ravi Verma was considered to be among the best examples of the fusion of Indian traditions with the techniques of European academic art in the colonial nationalistic framework of the 19th century. He is most remembered for his paintings of beautiful sari clad women portrayed as shapely and graceful. Verma is best of Indian subjects in his depiction of scenes from the epics of Mahabharata and Ramayana. Raja Ravi Verma considered his work as establishing a new civilizational identity within the terms of 19th century India. He aimed to form an Indian parish of art in the manner of those of the classic Greek and Roman civilizations. Verma's art came to play an important role in the development of the Indian national consciousness. Verma purchased a printing press which churned out oleograph copies of his paintings which graced the middle class homes of India. Many decades after he died, he is considered among the great painters in the history of Indian art. And Verma's paintings came under severe strictures for mimicking Western art. Then is the Bengal school. During the colonial era, Western influences had started to make an impact on Indian art. Some artists developed a style that used Western ideas of composition, perspective, and realism to illustrate Indian themes. Raja Ravivarma was being prominent among them. The Bengal school arose as an avant-garde and nationalist movement reacting against the academic art styles previously promoted in India, both by Indian artists such as Verma and in British art schools. Following the widespread influence of Indian spiritual ideas in the West, the British art teacher Ernest Binfield Havell attempted to reform the teaching methods at the Calcutta School of Art by encouraging students to imitate Mughal miniatures. This caused immense controversy, leading to a strike by the students and complaints from the local press, including from the nationalists who considered it to be a retrogressive move. Havel was supported by the artist Abanindranath Tagore, a nephew of the poet Rabindranath Tagore. Abanindranath painted a number of works influenced by Mughal art, a style that he and Havel believed to be expressive of India's distinct spiritual qualities, as opposed to the materialism of West. His best known painting, Bharat Mata, Mother India, depicted a young woman portrayed with four arms in the manner of Hindu deities, holding objects symbolic of India's national aspirations. The other prominent figures of the Bengal School of Art were Ganganetranath Tagore, Abanindranath's elder brother, Jamini Roy, Mukul De, Manishi De, and Ram Kinkar Baji, who is famous as the pioneer of modern Indian sculpture. The Bengal School's influence on Indian art scene gradually started elevating with the spread of modernist ideas post-independence. And then Shanti Niketan. The mantle of Bengal School was taken up when Rabindranath Tagore established the visionary University of Shantiniketan, a university focused on the preservation and upliftment of Indian culture, values, and heritage. It included an art school, Kala Bhavan, founded in 1920. Though Rabindranath himself came late to painting in his long productive life, his ideas greatly influenced Indian modernism. The Shantiniketan school of thought emphasized that an aesthetic was also a philosophy, that art's role was more than life enhancing, it was world shaping. It established an Indian version of naturalism distinct from the Oriental and Western schools. One example of being the disliking of oil and easel painting for work on paper drawn colored using watercolors, wash, tempera and ink. Rabindranath Tagore's dream of veneration of all the values, typified by motifs such as rural folk, especially Santal tribes, came to execution in the art-related schools of Vishwabharati University at Shantiniketan. Some of the prominent artists of Shantiniketan school are Benod Behari Mukherjee, K.G. Subramanian, Somanath Hoare, and Neil Pawan Bora. And the last one is the Progressive Artists Group. By the time of independence in 1947, several schools of art in India provided access to modern techniques and ideas. Galleries were established to showcase these artists. Modern Indian art typically shows the influence of Western styles, but is often inspired by Indian themes and images. The Progressive Artists Group, established shortly after India became independent in 1947, was intended to establish new ways of expressing India in the post-colonial era. It was profoundly influential in changing the idiom of Indian art. Almost all of the major artists of India in the 1950s were associated with the group. Prominent among them were Akbar Singh, Anjali Ella Menon, and Lalita Lajmi, who have immense contributions to modern Indian art and painting. Indian art got a boost with the economic liberation of the country since early 1990s. Artists from various fields now started bringing in varied styles of work. Post liberalization Indian art work not only within the confines of academic traditions but also outside it. Artists have introduced new concepts which have until then not be seen in Indian art. Devajyoti Ray has introduced a new genre of art called pseudo realism, which is an original art style that has been developed entirely in the Indian soil. This is how modern Indian art developed.